everyone, welcome back to Cooking by Zoe. In this tutorial, I'll be sharing with you on how I make my egg rolls and my peanut dipping sauce. My egg rolls are loaded with vermicelli noodle, ground pork, shredded cabbage, and carrots. This recipe makes about 60 to 90 egg rolls depending on the size of the filling. I'll start with making the egg rolls first and then show you on how to make the peanut sauce. These are all the ingredients that you need to begin the prepping stages of making egg rolls. The spring roll or egg roll wrapper will need to be thawed at room temperature. This is a vermicelli noodle that will need to be softened. Our cabbage, carrot, cilantro, and green onions. Place the noodles into a bowl and set that aside for later. In the meantime, you'll want to boil half a gallon of water, and then while waiting for the water to boil, we're going to shred our cabbage and also our carrots. I'm shredding a total of 2 medium-sized cabbage and 6 carrots. If you want to use more or less of vegetables based on your preference, that is up to your choice. When the water comes to a boil, pour that over the noodles and let the noodles soak for 40 seconds. Avoid soaking more than 40 seconds. We don't want our noodles to be too soft. At 40 seconds, they may still look a little hard, but do keep in mind that once you rinse it under cold water and let it sit, it's actually going to soften a little bit more. So make sure to run your noodles under cold water until the water is cool, and then you'll set this aside for later use. Next, you'll chop the green onions and the cilantro. The amount of cilantro I'm using is half a cup, and the amount of green onions I'm using is 1/3 cup. You can add more or less based on what you would like. After chopping, add this to your bowl of carrot and shredded cabbage. These are the rest of the ingredients I'll be adding to my egg roll fillings. I'm using ground pork today. You can use any type of ground meat you would like, and these are the rest of the seasoning that I will be using. If you don't have all of these seasoning, you can always omit it and just use salt and black pepper and adjust it to your taste. I'm adding in 4.5 pounds of ground pork and then 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Next, 1 tablespoon of chicken flavoring. This is optional. If you don't have that, just add a little bit more salt. This is fried garlic, which is also optional. And then 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. This is oyster sauce. I'm adding 3 tablespoons. This is Golden Mountain seasoning sauce. This is going to be 1/2 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of sweet soy sauce. And that's all of the ingredients that I'm adding for the seasoning. Next, we're going to cut our vermicelli noodle into 2 to 3 inch length, and then add that to the rest of the ingredients, and we're going to mix everything together very well. You'll also want to add in 1 egg, which I did off camera, and that's just to help the ingredients stick well together. Here is my mixed well egg roll ingredients for the filling. Now we're going to proceed with wrapping our egg rolls. An option is to use a piping bag, that way it adds less of a mess to your fingers. But if you don't want to use this, you can just grab with a fork the amount of ingredients you want to wrap. You'll also want to mix ingredients for the wrapper, that way they adhere. You can use egg yolk, or you can mix 3 tablespoons of milk and 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. If you're using the egg yolk mixture, then all you really need is just the egg yolk, and then when you wrap, you just brush or tap a little bit of the egg yolk onto the egg roll wrapper, that way they adhere to each other. These are the 2 different types of egg roll wrappers that I like to use. This Wei Chung one peels really easily compared to the Menlo, but I usually get the Menlo because it's easier to find at my grocery store, but both of these are my favorites. So when you take the egg roll wrapper out of the bag, it comes as this chunk all kind of stuck to each other, and you'll need to individually peel off each piece. So I usually will peel off some and then wrap. I don't like to peel them all because then they start to dry up on the side of the corners. So peel a few, wrap, and then peel a few more, and then wrap, and just repeat the process. I'm going to show you 2 different ways on how I wrap my egg rolls. On top of my cutting board, I have my parchment paper, and then I'm going to place my egg roll wrapper into a diamond shape. add on the egg roll filling as much as you would like, as big as you want egg rolls to be. My amount is a little less than 1/3 cup. And then what I'm doing is brushing the corner away from me with the adherents of milk and all-purpose flour. I am folding in the two sides and then the side towards me next. And then I'm going to roll it into a log. And then that's pretty much how I wrap my egg rolls. So I'll show you this again. So again, add the filling to the center of your wrapper. Your wrapper is going to be kind of in a diamond shape. And then you'll fold in the two ends. You can either put in the milk mixture now or at the end. So fold the two ends in. And then you're going to fold in the ends towards you, away from you. Tuck that in a little and then roll like a log all the way until you're done. And there you go. There is our egg roll. Okay, so I'm going to show you the second way on how I like to roll my egg rolls. So for the second way, our egg roll wrapper will also be in a diamond shape, but instead we're going to add our filling not to the center but towards the bottom end towards us. And then we're going to tuck in that bottom piece, roll it just slightly, and then fold in the two sides, and then tuck that in and roll it like a log. And then, of course, add in our mixture to the end piece just to adhere the egg roll wrapper. So again, there you go. This is the second way on how I like to roll my egg rolls. You'll want to repeat the process until you're done wrapping your egg rolls. When you're ready to fry your egg rolls, you'll want to heat a wok full of oil enough so your egg rolls are submerged when you're being deep fried. Heat your wok and test it with a bamboo stick. When you see bubbles coming from the bamboo stick, then that means that you're ready to fry your egg rolls. Carefully put your egg rolls into the wok and then turn your temperature down to medium-high. Because the meat in our egg rolls are not cooked, we don't want to burn our egg roll. We want them to cook quite slowly but not too slow. And so just keep cooking them until they turn golden brown, and then you'll want to remove them from the heat and place them into a strainer. To ensure that your egg roll is cooked all the way, cut one of the egg rolls in half and ensure that the meat is cooked fully. Next, let's make our peanut dipping sauce. These are the ingredients that you'll need to make this dipping sauce. In a medium-sized bowl, you'll want to add in 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter. You can use any brand, any type of peanut butter, any type of creamy peanut butter. If you want to use the chunky one, you can as well. But I like to use the creamy peanut butter. Next, we're going to add in our sweet chili sauce. And this sauce is actually good by itself with egg rolls, and I show that in my video in the picture in here. So if you want to use that, you can. I like to also, eat my egg rolls with this peanut sauce. So that's what I'm going to show you guys on how to make this. So what I did was I just added in 1 tablespoon of water. You want to mix these ingredients together very well. After mixing this, we're going to add in half a teaspoon of fish sauce. And then this is blended fresh red chili. I'm adding in half a teaspoon. You can add more or less depending on how spicy you want this to be. Next, I'm going to add in my cilantro. This is 1 tablespoon of chopped cilantro. Mix this together. Then I'm going to add in 1/4 cup from my lime. Squeeze the lime juice in. I'm going to add another tablespoon of water, just so my dipping sauce isn't too thick and just slightly runny. Mix this very well together, and this is how my dipping sauce will look like. The sauce is sweet, spicy, and nutty. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.